Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing 20 important questions from the chapter The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role by Nani Palkiwala for class 11th, along with justification of the title. I've already done line by line explanation of the chapter, so these are the two videos, part 1 and part 2. Link is given in the description box, so you can go and watch these videos and then come back to important 20 questions. Now here are the first 10 questions. You can go through the questions in case you want to read a particular question, you can straight away go to that question. These are the first 10. You can pause at the slide and read the questions, and these are the next 10. So total 20 questions along with the justification of the title. You can pause here, read the questions, and then I'll be reading all the answers for you one by one. Let's move on to the first question. Here is the first one. What does the lotus, the world's most dangerous animal, at a cage in the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, signify? So the world's most dangerous animal, किसको कहा गया है? Man को. So in the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the world's most dangerous animal. Inside the cage, there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. The notice is a stark reality and a matter of shame for human beings. It signifies that the planet Earth is under threat from not any other living being on it, but the supposedly most intelligent and wise being, the human beings. So, सबसे ज़्यादा इस planet को खतरा और किसी से नहीं है, human being से है, जो कि अपने आप को सबसे intelligent और superior समझते हैं. So, it is the greed of man that has put this beautiful planet in danger. But the author is hopeful as a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to the one based on partnership. So human beings को अब आखिरकार realize हो गया है कि हमें coexist करना है with other living creatures on this planet. Now question 2. How are the Earth's principal biological systems being depleted? So पहले हम पढ़ते हैं कि principal biological systems हैं क्या. So Mr. Lester R. Brown in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are 4: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. These systems form the foundation of the global economic system. अब इन्हीं systems के base पे पूरी economy चल रही है. So they actually provide the raw material for each and everything. So we get our food supply from these, and in addition to it, these provides all the raw material for industry except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. If these natural resources were judiciously used by man, we would not have reached the stage of deprivation. So अगर हम इन्हें संभल के यूज करते तो आज हम जिस स्टेज पे हैं वहां पे हम ना पहुंचे होते. With increasing population and want for more, our claim on these systems has forced them to reach an unsustainable level. So आज की जो स्टेज पे ये पहुंचे हैं वो हमारी greed के कारण है. So a stage has reached where the productivity of these systems has decreased because of overuse. Overuse नहीं, इसे कहना चाहिए abuse and wastefulness. So जिस तरह से हम claim कर रहे हैं और use कर रहे हैं उतनी तेजी से ये renew नहीं कर रहे हैं. So a stage has reached when they become unsustainable. This has resulted in the collapse of fisheries, disappearance of forests, deterioration of croplands, and conversion of grasslands into barren wastelands. Now, the next one. Why does the author hold that the growth of world population is one of the strongest factors distorting the future of human society? Now, actually, population जो है, that is at the core. So, population growth, rather population explosion के कारण ये vicious circle जो है वो शुरू हुआ है और अब खत्म होने का नाम नहीं ले रहा है. So the rate at which the world population is increasing is escalating. This can be estimated from the fact that every 4 days the world population increases by 1 million. This exerts a great pressure on the resources as the number of hands claiming these keeps on increasing. With this, the possibility of development also decreases. Many countries, they are not able to provide even basic amenities of health and education to their population. अब जब population इस तरह इस rate पे बढ़ती जाएगी, so health, education और other basic necessities जो है वो हमेशा ही कम पड़ती जाएंगी. So development कैसे होगी? So with development, it is seen that education spreads, awareness increases, health improves and fertility falls. अब डेवलपमेंट जब होगी तो उससे एजुकेशन बढ़ती है, अवेयरनेस बढ़ती है, हेल्थ इंप्रूव होती है और फर्टिलिटी जो है वो कम होती है ना. फर्टिलिटी कम होती है बिकॉज पीपल दे बिकम अवेयर, दे अंडरस्टैंड कि पॉपुलेशन जो है वो इंक्रीज होने से क्या क्या नुकसान है. And they also feel that small family, it is a happy family because they are able to provide for the small family. So that is why fertility falls. But when there is no sign of development, the vicious cycle of poverty blooms. The poor beget children with the hope that more hands would yield more wages. So ये ignorance है because education नहीं मिलती है. So however, in reality it means more people without work. लेकिन actual में इसका मतलब है unemployment. Now with this, the few rich people, they keep on getting rich and the poor, they are condemned to remain poor. A stage is reached where it becomes very difficult to break this endless loop. Thus, the growth of the world population is one of the strongest factors distorting the future of human society. Now, the fourth question. Laws are never respected nor enforced in India. Discuss. It is not astonishing that even with stringent laws provided in the Constitution of India, a near catastrophic depletion of India's forests is witnessed over the last 4 decades. अब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया उसमें बहुत अच्छी से लिखा गया है that it is a responsibility of the states to take care of its forests and wildlife, but these laws, they are not at all enforced. So as mentioned in the constitution, it is the duty of the state to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. So when state is going to do its part, so obviously the whole country is going to improve. So but nobody pays heed to it. Due to rampant corruption at all levels, the government has failed to enforce these laws. For instance, the constitution says that casteism, untouchability and bonded labor shall be abolished, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44 years of the operation of constitution. So even constitution has mentioned each and everything how it is to be done, but still these things are not enforced and implemented. Question number 5. Are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and an ailing environment? So let's discuss this statement. The First Brandt Report raised the question, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes, and ailing environment? This statement, it highlights the urgency of the situation, which is tragic. The pace at which we are using the natural resources of the planet will destroy the earth. It will rip the earth of all its goodness and leave advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and an ailing environment for our successors. So जिस तेजी से हम ये resources use कर रहे हैं, एक दिन सारे रिसोर्सेज जो है खत्म हो जाएंगे और हम अपने सक्सेसर्स को एक खाली ड्राई बैरन अर्थ जो है वो देके जाएंगे. So it is high time that we realize our responsibility and take charge of conserving and preserving the environment for our successors. So हमें ये याद रखना है that we have not inherited it from our ancestors, but we have borrowed it from our successors or from our future generations. So ये हमेशा याद रखना है. Now next, sixth one, the same. We have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, we have borrowed it from our children. So this statement, it is true to the core. Till today, we have been thinking ourselves to be the owners of this earth, the result of which is in front of us. So जब तक हम समझते रहे कि हम तो मालिक हैं, so हम बिना सोचे समझे use करते गए सारे resources. Because of our undue claim on the resources of earth, its health has deteriorated. We must understand that we do not have free hold on this planet. We have not inherited it. Rather, we are the caretakers of this earth for our children. We have to nurture and take care of earth while we enjoy its bounties. So हम इसकी जो bounties हैं उनको ज़रूर enjoy करें, लेकिन ये ध्यान में रखते हुए कि जितनी हमें ज़रूरत है हम सिर्फ उतना ही use करें. and उसके साथ साथ preserve भी करें. So as we have received this earth from our forefathers, we have to pass it to the next generation by improving its health. So उन्हें dry और barren earth नहीं देनी है by improving its health. Now question number 7. What is sustainable development? The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. In its report, it defined it as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations. So जैसे हमने पिछले क्वेश्चन में बात की, अपनी ज़रूरत ज़रूर पूरी करो, लेकिन सिर्फ ज़रूरत. You are not to compromise the ability of the future generations कि आगे वाली generation जो है उनको कुछ ना मिले. So you have to keep this in mind without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That is, without stripping of the natural world of resources future generations would need. Now question number 8. The author talks about a shift in human perceptions worldwide. What shift does he mention? Is the shift positive or negative? So the author talks about a shift in human perceptions worldwide. This shift is change in the thoughts and notions of man from an insensitive, spiritless and mechanical being to the one who values a holistic and ecological view of world. So ये जो shift है thoughts में और notions में देखा गया है. जो पहले human beings जो हैं या man जो है वो सोचता था that he is the owner और ये सारी resources उसके लिए हैं. So now this notion it has shifted to a more holistic one, to a more ecological view where he feels that he has to coexist. He is a partner with other living creatures. So this surely is a positive change. Because for the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism. So एक perception जो change हुई है वो earth को एक living organism के रूप में देख रही है. So an enormous being of which we are parts. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. Question number 9. Now, what concern is raised by Mr. Lester R. Brown in his book, The Global Economic Prospects? So we have done, this is question number 2, so it's the same answer. And what is causing the depletion of our natural resources? Again, it is explained in the same answer. For 10th also, you check question number 2. Now, I move on to 11th. Why is our age called the era of responsibility by the author? Because of many years of abuse, the biological systems of Earth have reached an unsustainable level. Environment is deteriorating rapidly, but things have started to change. Human perception has shifted from mechanical to a holistic and an ecological view. A realization has dawned upon man to preserve and conserve the planet. So a responsibility is seen now. So we have taken the responsibility to help heal the planet. A shift from a system based on domination to the one based on partnership is visible. Thus, the era is rightly said to be an era of responsibility. Now, question 12. Development is the best contraceptive. Discuss. So, as I've already discussed this vicious cycle, so with development, the living standard of people improves. Income rises, education spreads, health improves, so all these things happen. People, they become aware of the vicious cycle of poverty, population, and ignorance. So, ये cycle जो है वो चलता रहता है. Rather than giving birth to more children, believing it would mean more wages, they tend to teach and provide a good life to their small families. Thus, the population tends to fall. Hence, it is rightly said that development is the best contraceptive. So, development से more schools and colleges खुलेंगे, health improve होगी, hospitals खुलेंगे, फिर लोगों में अवेयरनेस होगी, पीपल दे अंडरस्टैंड कि एक बार ये विशियस साइकिल में फंस गए तो फिर बाहर नहीं निकला जा सकेगा. सो हेंस डेवलपमेंट जो है एक्चुअली वो बेस्ट कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव है. नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 13. What solution does the author propose for controlling the deteriorating environment? So the author proposes everyone to become responsible, एक चीज, and be committed to conserve and preserve the environment for future generations. Now, we must realize the truth in the words of Mr. Lester Brown. We have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, we have borrowed it from our children. And then second is controlling the population is also important as it puts a lot of pressure on the limited natural resources. So एक propose किया है to become responsible और दूसरा है try and control the population. So once the vicious cycle of poverty and population strengthens, it becomes difficult to break it and development slows down. This in turn affects all spheres of human life and the environment is a part of it. Question 14. What role of industry has been discussed by the author in this article? According to the author, industry has a most crucial role to play in this new era of responsibility. He shared an example of the chairman of DuPont, Mr. Edgar S. Woolard, who 5 years ago declared himself to be the company's chief environmental officer. Along with his responsibility towards his company, he declared his commitment towards improving environmental performance. So, these people who own a company or who are in the position, who have the resources to bring a change, so such people, they should come forward. So, they have to take care of their company, they have to make profits, लेकिन अगर इसके साथ साथ वो environmental परफॉर्मेंस पे भी ध्यान दे, अर्थ को हील होने में, प्लैनेट को हील होने में अपने योगदान डाल सके, सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ बिग चेंज और उन्हें देख के और लोग आगे आएंगे. So thus if more industrialists like him who have the resources to bring a change come forward and take the charge of recovering and rejuvenating earth, the planet will heal for our future generations. So इससे काफी change आएगा. Now 15th. No generation has a free hold on this earth. All we have is a life tenancy with a full repairing lease. Who said this and what is its significance? No generation has a free hold on this earth. All we have is a life tenancy with a full repairing lease. Margaret Thatcher made this statement during the years of his prime ministership. The statement is so relevant to the current scenario. We have taken the planet for granted and have been putting undue pressure on it to fulfill our greed. Because of the injudicious human claim on the natural resources, these resources they become unsustainable. The statement by Margaret Thatcher is an eye-opener and something to ponder upon. We are not the owners of this planet, we are tenants here. It is our duty to repay, repair, preserve and heal the earth in return. So हम मालिक नहीं हैं. हम यहाँ पे ऑक्यूपाई कर रहे हैं अर्थ को और जितनी देर हम ऑक्यूपाई कर रहे हैं और यूज कर रहे हैं रिसोर्सेज, दिस इज आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड ड्यूटी टू गिव बैक एंड गिव बैक प्रिजर्व करना है, कंजर्व करना है फॉर फ्यूचर जनरेशंस. Question 16th. What is the world becoming aware of according to Nani Palkhiwala? According to Nani Palkhiwala, the people all over the world have started looking at Earth as a living organism, an organism that breathes and falls sick when its health deteriorates. There is a growing consciousness that our planet has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. Earth is an enormous being and we are its parts. It needs to stay healthy to sustain us. So it is our ethical obligation to look after our planet in whatever small way we can and pass a clean, green and healthy earth to future generations. Now question 17th. What provision is made in the Indian Constitution for the protection of the environment? So we've already done this. It's just a quick repetition. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve the environment, to safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. The Constitution of India has clear guidelines about the protection and preservation of the environment, but it's painful to see that laws are carelessly floundered in India. They're not respected nor enforced here. Now question 18. Man has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to the one based on partnership. Discuss. Man is not the absolute owner of this earth. There are millions of other living creatures who share this planet with him. Over the years, man has been consuming and utilizing Earth's resources carelessly. He even interfered with the habitats of animals and destroyed forests for development. The result of this undue claim and domination is in front of us. We are on the verge of perishing. But man has now realized the wisdom of in coexisting with other creatures on this planet. No one can survive in isolation. A partnership is required where each other's needs are respected and safeguarded. Thus, with this realization, the health of the earth is going to improve. Question 19th and 20th is on the screen now. So explain, what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it? In many developing countries, firewood is still used to cook food. But due to indiscriminate deforestation, firewood has become more expensive than the food that is cooked in the pot on it. This is true about gas and fuel too. So they become so expensive that a poor man cannot afford it. So it actually means that resources are becoming so expensive because resources they have been used carelessly by man. Now, which movement has attracted the attention of the whole world? What is its aim? The Green Movement has gripped the imagination of the entire human race. In 1972, the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Healing the deteriorating health of the planet has become its grave concern. So its aim is to heal. It aims at creating awareness about the judicious use of Earth's resources and conserving and preserving forests, wildlife, and all biological systems for future generations. So these are the 28 questions. Now let's discuss the title. So justify the title. Over the years, man has exploited the resources of Earth carelessly. He has exerted his domination on all systems of the biosphere and claimed his ownership on every bit of it. As a result, the earth has lost all its vital resources. Rivers have dried up, grasslands cleared, croplands barren, and forests are treeless. The earth's vital signs have deteriorated. It is sick and ailing. Its health will continue to decline if urgent measures they are not taken, and the green movement is an appreciable step in this direction. So thus, the title is Justified. So these are important questions from the chapter. That's all for today. So do subscribe to the channel so that I keep on bringing such important questions from the chapters for your preparation. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and keep revising and happy preparation. Bye for now.